Good morning, Lana Scott. Welcome back to the Lighthouse Tribe. So, guys, I've got this little reading. I don't know. I just know what they're trying to tell me. First, I shuffled the cards, and when I cut the deck, I got Star Gathering on the on the top, the first one that I pulled after I split the deck. I'm sorry. Stars aligned, remembering home, soul family. And I can't quite explain how this card makes me feel. It kind of feels like Star Trek Next Generation almost. Like it looks like the Enterprise going over being really close to a planet and shining down on it or something. But it feels like there's this hidden doorway, okay, on our planet that going into the future, that something about on the other side of your conscious mind in the subconscious, or something coming through in the subconscious that eventually comes through in the conscious mind, but in a different way. I don't know how to explain how this makes me feel like this. It feels like it's like a reflection. You see how it's reflected here on the bottom? It feels like it's a reflection of something. So take that, how that resonates with you, how that comes in for you. It might come in differently. It also feels like it's talking about some of these um, um, showers that we're going to have between now and I think there's like one every other month, meteorite showers, but they're in different places, and it just feels like in some kind of way they bring down some kind of energy that reflects itself on the planet, and that if you're close enough to it, the closer you are to wherever those meteorite showers, the more you pick up on starseed energy. Does that make sense? That's what it feels like. Okay, then we've got all these activation cards. This is the Kyle deck that I love so much, the Gateways of Light Activation Oracle by Kyle Gray. And this starts from a beginning and it progresses. So like the first one that I pulled was Sirius Star Blessings. Now Sirius is an Orion, right? Yes, proceed, be seen, push through. And again, it feels like all this energy coming from the stars. All right. And there's that symbol again, guys. If I've been watching my channel, I've seen that star with the aura around it. This one's like concentrated around the middle, and it just feels like things progressing in the future. Look in the background, guys, at the reflection of that card on the ground there. Do you see what I'm saying? It just looks like something reflecting from the heavens. This one does too. Something reflecting through the heavens, and it coming back, and some kind of energy being there to help you go forward into the future in a different way. Okay, take that, how that comes in for you again. Emerald tablet activation, cosmic ordering, divine alchemy, conscious manifesting. This feels like as we go further into the future, the more, if you wish for something, you can make it come true. Does that make sense? Like more control over what you manifest. Be careful what you wish for, okay? This feels very powerful and feels like very grounded energy, but it also at the same time feels like there's a warning behind that. You know what I'm saying? Be careful what you wish for. Just like if you wish for the love of your life to come in and worship the ground you walk on, and then you get with somebody who in the beginning seems to answer all your prayers, and then all of a sudden you find that they're clingy, they're controlling, you know what I'm saying? You got more than what you bargained for. So be careful what you wish for, okay? Does that make sense? I think that makes perfect sense, okay? So there's just like a little quiet warning behind that to just be careful what you do wish for. You know what I'm saying? So then we've got Soul Star activation, fulfilling soul contracts, and remembering who you are. So this feels like, as we progress, this feels like finding your power, realizing who you are, seeing a lot of signs and synchronicities that as you move in the future and you make conscious decisions, you start finding that there's a part of yourself that has been in the shadows that gets pulled into the light. Does that make sense? That as you progress, you start realizing and thinking a lot more in a conscious way of how, and you see it faster, of how you're growing, changing, seeing the kind of power that you have as a person, right? But realizing that there's pros and cons to it, okay? Realizing that your conscious mind and your higher self, your oversoul, however you want to look at it, is now, you're more in touch with it. I had this extraordinary thing happen to me a couple of months ago where I was getting ready to do a reading. We hadn't been up too long, and I was sitting out looking out the window in the meadow over the other place, and I went to lean forward, and I actually felt my it felt like my conscious or my higher self was like a second or two delay coming with me. It was really weird. I can't explain it any better than that, but it made me really conscious of my soul, and I was like, why did I just feel that? I still have no clues about it, okay? But ever since, it feels like, this is kind of sort of the same thing to a certain extent, but it feels like it's like my higher self wanted me to really realize that you do have a soul, okay? So you do have this higher mind that when your earthly body dies, that's what's left, right? And it does have a lot of energy and power to it because you've lived a lot of lifetimes. Some of you might even get dreams of past lifetimes that tell you who you used to be. You might start putting, this makes me think of puzzle pieces. Here lately I've been saying a lot about puzzle pieces in the background of my messages. So this feels like putting more pieces together, realizing who you are and how much power you have, okay, as a soul, okay, as a soul and an integrated human being, okay? So take that, how that comes in for you as well, and how that all merges together, okay? And then we've got star being healing codes, important information coming in, wounds are healing and you're recharging. So this feels like actually being able to, during meditation, step your higher mind coming in and being able to make more connections with your physical self, and actually even feeling the pull of the earth energy and how your conscious mind, your physical body, and the earth all can work together. Okay, does that make sense? That's what that feels like is coming in there. It also feels like higher beings coming in and giving you information to heal little things you didn't know needed to be healed, and helping you to recharge and reboot after times of rest and deep meditation to become more fully integrated. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. Okay, that's what I'm picking up on. So then we've got movement. We've got after some more integration, okay, we've got movement. We've got this actually usually means partnerships, dealing with the divine, new relationships, things like that. But it actually feels like a different relationship with yourself, okay? Because we got the movement, then we got that. But it feels like moving, shifting, changing, energy, evolving, new birth, okay? Earth energy, all right? Which is what this card is symbolizing, okay? Being in touch with the earth energy, right? So then Uranus usually means great strength, but to me, it keeps talking about a doorway, okay? And this is also talking about activation up here. So, and they've been giving me a lot of messages about activation, all right, as we're going into the future, and I'm feeling like this is something that's going to slowly come about and have time to integrate, especially going into next year, is what it feels like, okay? Let's see if this one is really sticking to my hands. Okay, so it's going to create openings. This doorway is going to create an opening of you integrating and becoming different, I feel like. I tried to pull a Native Spirit deck card to see if this was talking about any kind of a specific person, and just nothing was coming up. The tracker card kept coming up, and look, there's an opening, but it didn't feel correct. But it could possibly mean being on track. And then we got another doorway here, okay? We've got going through another portal, another activation, completion of beginnings. So maybe this is talking about the process. Again, I keep getting messages about process. This is the process of all this coming out. Does that make sense, guys? Okay. This also feels like a stars aligned, remembering home, soul family. This also, okay, this guy, not everybody believes in this, but guys, this also kind of feels like a mental telepathy. Like, you sometimes meet, have you ever met someone you felt like you've known them your whole life? Okay. And I did a reading a while back. I can't remember which one it was, but it was like a couple of weeks before I met Daniel. I actually did a reading, and later on that day, I came up and I did another reading, and I said, guys, I literally had the strangest sensation that someone was looking at me and there was nobody here but me, right? And I was like, whoever's going to be the next person in my life, I felt them stop and look. Then they looked back again, and I felt them, okay? A couple of weeks later, I quit a job I was working for. The minute that energy of that woman left my life, Daniel came in. And we sat and talked for hours before we got together. I mean, like 2 months of talk, what we wanted, what we didn't want, because we were both really attracted to each other. And when I started telling him about that day, he goes, what? I said, yeah. I said, I literally felt you before you got here. And he said, he goes, it's really weird. He says, but one day I was driving, and he says, I heard somebody say, I'll love you. And I'm like, what? He said, yeah. He said, so I kind of I looked around. He said, then I kind of looked back. He was actually going towards Portola, which is the opposite direction of where I live, right? And he says, then I looked back again, and I was like, where'd that come from? And I feel like we made a telepathic communication. We have a lot, guys, we have a lot of telepathy between us that goes on a subconscious level. Sometimes I know exactly what he's thinking. Sometimes we finish each other's sentences. He knows exactly what I mean. I have never felt more in tune with another human being in my whole life than I do Daniel. Okay? So that's what this feels like too, is a lot of telepathy. Parts finding parts, I'm hearing. Information coming through the stars, through the energy, things aligning up. And guys, if you look at this, you know what I'm saying? It just... Look at that. And then opening up to just stuff coming in. Lots of stuff coming in. And a lot of power. I don't like to use the word power, because power feels like, oh, I'm going to go out here and wave my magic wand, and I'm going to make you turn into a toad. That kind of, you know what I mean? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about that knowing, that inner knowing that comes through, that slowly grows. And then we've got ancestral lands, shedding skins. Okay. This feels like this goes right here. So this feels like becoming who you're meant to be. Coming into who the trailblazer you're going to be in the future. All the things that you've learned in the past lifetimes. Suddenly, a lot of things making sense in a way they didn't before. Gosh, I'm trying. A lot of flow coming in. Things, activating and manifesting on a physical level in a way like, gosh, how can I, well, I think y'all get the message at any rate, okay? And then we've got a lot of personal journey here, okay? So maybe some of you are actually going to change up, and I got that in the other message the other day. Some of you might actually, again, change up where and how you start doing things, okay? Or you find a cause, you jump right on it, and then a bunch of other people jump on it too, going into the future, schooling, learning, abundance, coming in, things making more sense. I just felt one that I just know this was the next one. Spiritual journey, spiritual warrior, knowing exactly, this one feels like it's actually supposed to be up here, knowing where you're going, taking your power back. I'm going to put it back down here, but that's where it feels like it's like leading all this. So leading, going forward. Again, the energy swirling around you, having an intense divine connection with the divine. Okay, this right here is feeling like star energy. I just heard star energy. A portal going through an opening. Going forward and opening. Future, gateway, journey, birth, flow, the divine, separating paths, and then moving. It seems like there's a message this way too, guys. Do you see it? Do you see what I'm saying? Star journey, or shedding and then moving, leaving the past behind, flowing into the divine, your personal journey, a lot of birth, future and doorway, spiritual warrior opening up, star being going through a gateway. That's wow. That's kind of strange. I've never noticed that before. That some of them are messages in another way too. Does that make like one of them search words, Okay, so then we got gateway. Okay, so this feels definitely like that star energy, guys, or just as let's see, we've got blessings, activation, healing, gathering. A lot of things being activated, guys. Going into the near future, and I'm still hearing star energy from the stars, part of the stars, crossing the threshold, relief from, crossing the threshold, literally hearing that's what I'm going to call this reading, guys, crossing the threshold. That's exactly what that feels like. A lot of you are going to be getting these huge activations from different energies as well. Like the angels had a message about activation too, right? This feels like the heavens above are talking about activations as well. Connection to the divine through the heavens, I'm hearing. Guys, does that mean something to somebody? Sounds like that's another way to say something, but okay, so we've got reverse Perth. Now, I usually want to turn this around, but today it feels like it's like, no, this is your eyes getting opened. If your eyes were closed and they're now getting open. So this seems like it is talking about some specific people. If you have been ignoring the signs and... Okay, they're giving me a message. If you have been ignoring your activation, if you have been ignoring the signs, synchronicities of the path before you, we're here to tell you, you need to open your eyes and see. See with your heart and see with your higher self. Wow. Wow. So that was a message for someone. They want you to open your eyes, your inner eyes, not your eyeballs, but like your crown chakra, you know, your crown chakra between your eyes. They want you to see. Some of y'all might want to meditate on that. There's, I can't remember the name of the lady. There's a, oh my gosh, and I love her to death. I love her stuff. She talks about psychic ability. She's got, I'll have to do a post on it, but she does a lot of sleep meditations that you can sleep to that open up your third eye, your psychic abilities and stuff. I would suggest some of y'all go listen to her. Okay? Success, wholeness, the stars, going forward. If in the darkness, take time to let your eyes adjust. Again, they're talking about eyes again, but I think they're talking about your third eye. Some kind of major activation, guys. Beginnings, endings, rewards. Guys, this feels like... Okay, this is strange. Today, this feels like two stars turning around and around and around. A star on top of a star. Does that mean anything to anybody? A star on top of a star. Shoot, I don't have no paper handy. I normally do. I've always, yeah, I do have. Guys, let me show y'all what this looks like in my mind's eye, what they're showing me. Let me show y'all what they're showing me. Something like a... Maybe this is a symbol for somebody. Let me draw this. It just feels like a star on top of a star. Like, well, you could look at it like this. Or you could look at it like this. You could either look at it like two stars like this, and they're twirling around, right? Or you could look at it as two stars like this, and they're going around and around. Does that mean something to somebody? That is going to mean something to somebody in the future. Two stars going around and around. Somebody's going to see that symbol somewhere, or something. That is going to mean something to somebody, they're saying. Okay? So take that how that comes in for you. Man, guys, this message, and again, this feels like something turning and turning and turning. Guys, take this how it resonates for you. This is a message for someone, and I'm just not, it just feels like star activation. Maybe some of you really study the stars and astronomy. This is going to bring in pure joy for whoever this resonates for. Guys, this actually feels like pure joy. Pure joy. Somebody's going to be really happy hearing this, because it's going to make sense of some things for you, or some symbols you've been seeing. Microchism and macrochism, pulling it all together for you, I'm hearing. Somebody's going to see this, and it's going to make a hell of a lot of sense. Standing still and absorbing the power, I'm hearing. Guys, I'm getting, you know, I scribe with my runes, so I'm getting what maybe some of you will say when this happens, or standing still in pure joy. I'm almost seeing somebody stand there with their hands raised up underneath a full moon, or some kind of planetary event, or a meteor shower, going, let me soak up this energy because it feels so good, or something like that. I welcome, guys, this is what they're telling me. I welcome the chaos that comes because I know it's going to be better after this. Give me signs and synchronicities. I am going to open up my eyes and see this. I am going to go into the future with this knowledge. So somebody's going to get something out of some of these meteorite showers, or some kind of, if you're waiting for your, and then path of destiny. Oh my God. I'm sorry. So this is the last, so over time, so someone here with all this movement, this activation, is going to open up a whole new path of destiny for you. Somebody, it feels like, I'm hearing queen energy, or hearing, it's like I'm almost seeing like this group comes up of all these people that got this star activation, or this energy activation from something going on, that they get some kind of information inside. Important information. Wounds are healing, recharging, getting some kind of messages during one of these things, and that happens. And when it does, some people get activated. They start getting pictures. Okay, I'm hearing that they get pictures in their head. They're starting to see some things that now make sense to them that didn't make sense before. They start looking for each other, and they start some kind of a group. The Starseed group, or the Star Collaboration, or the Behind the Stars, or something like that. Behind the Stars activation group, something. I don't know, guys. Take that how that comes in for you. They're just wanting me to make you aware of it. And it is going to be some kind of a group or a gathering that people find, people that they resonate in a way that they haven't never before, or something like that. Guys, that was the last of the room. This changes your whole path of destiny in some sort of way. When you get activated with all this. Divine alchemy, because everything then changes. Cosmic ordering, conscious manifestation. Again, beware of what you manifest, because, guys, I'm just feeling like some of you have the potentiality to take it too far. It can be good as extremely good or extremely bad. You need to find a happy medium, they're saying, because if you let this take you over completely, it will burn you out. Make sure you ground and meditate and keep things balanced, because this can get away from you. So there's a subtle warning in this card. Do not let this get away from you. Okay? Because you can end up being at the extreme high, and then you're at an extreme low. Just remember, everybody has feelings. Everybody's on their own path. No person, we are not meant to be over each other. We are meant to guide and help each other, they're saying. So just remember that, okay? Because it's important. It's important to find equilibrium and balance between everything you say and do, and especially in the groups and the people around you that you care about. Words and actions can extremely be harmful. You need to remember that, they're saying. So there's a subtle warning there. All right, guys, let me pull a couple of these, the Starseed deck. I haven't worked with this deck too much, but they recently told me, and during meditation, that I needed to start meditating on this deck a little bit, because there were some other messages behind the scenes of what that they want me to get deeper meanings from these. So I'm going to be sleeping with this deck, and I'm going to be sitting down with a notebook and taking time to completely delve into it. I do that with most of my decks, but not always. Some of them I go purely on whatever they tell me that pops up into my head, my subconscious, my conscious mind, whatever is the first thing out. Because, guys, I channel a lot. So, and when I channel, I never know what's going to come out, because they're using me for the medium to talk to you. So you have to take whatever comes, and either makes sense or it doesn't. Parts of the reading may make sense, some of it may not. It all may make sense. Maybe just a part of it does, or maybe you realize that the part of it makes sense, the other doesn't. Then you realize, oh, wait a minute, that happened months ago, and it's just now. I'm just now seeing this message, and it's just now making sense to me. Okay, so what else do you want to tell them? Okay, guys, I'm just going to pull a couple of cards. Let's see, we're going to turn it this way so y'all can see what I'm doing. I'm only going to pull just a couple. See on the bottom, lost lands, soul memories, and gift. You've done this before. So this feels like, again, that they're just reconfirming that you're remembering who you are. All right? You're going through soul... Okay, so this card right here, I was meditating on this one yesterday and this morning. This one right here feels like telepathy between people. Okay? Like, you might have people that you have a group on the internet you talk to, and one's in Africa, one's in Australia, one's in England, one's in South Korea or China or Japan, and y'all find yourselves thinking on the same level. Okay, this is talking about that group stuff again, guys. Okay, so take that however that comes in for you. That just feels like that's talking about that telepathy thing. Portal, doors are opening. You decide. Rewards, wild card. Okay, so this I feel like kind of deals with this, where the message here is wild card. Be careful what you wish for. You know, if you feel like you're going through portals, okay, just make sure that, because you have the potential, bringing unconsciousness to light. So that right there is then talking about that conscious manifesting, okay? So this, I feel like, it's going to start happening with people a lot more. We've had it happen a couple of times over here. Like one time Daniel said, gee, I wish our refrigerator was full. And the local dollar store, and I told y'all about this, keep your perspective. None of this matters. Zoom out, common ground. So make sure you don't get caught up in anything. Okay, so it feels like they're saying all of us are nothing but a little speck of sand in the overall everything. It takes all of it, right? The earth itself is in the cosmos, right? Well, we're kind of sort of the same way, right? On the planet, there's me, there's you, there's your children, your ancestors, right? So just keep your perspective of who you are, right? And that you don't get, you keep sensible. Breath of the cosmos, my will to thy will, micromanaging the universe. This is a subtle hint there. Do not, let things come in, let them flow, okay? Be careful of what you say, what you do, because you don't want it to get away from you. I'm just telling you what they're telling me. I'm going to grab one or two of these. Keep grounded, connect with nature. Okay. You go first, the universe will catch you. This is the Work Your Light Oracle deck. So just like I said, they said earlier, make sure you stay grounded, okay? And if some of you have some new ideas that are coming in for a group or something like that, they are urging you to do that. Just be careful what you wish for, okay? Guys, I think I'm going to pull one more card out of the Healing Waters deck, and then I'm going to leave it there because it kind of feels like the end there, okay? I love this message. I love the fact that all this activation is going to be happening, and that a lot of people are going to be seeing their future play out this way. And because this feels like this is one. It feels like it's activating, but it feels like it's one step at a time. Okay, so take that however that comes in for you, and you might realize that you're somewhere on this journey. So, as at the base of the reading, they're wanting you to know what's really driving you, true motives breaking free beneath the surface. So again, that's that, I still am getting this overall energy feeling of, don't think that you're like super duper powerful. It's not like that. It's not like you have control. Healer, seer, priestess, soul purpose. Again, that's that path of destiny, guys. Some of you are going to be some major healers and seers and high priestesses, generously giving relationships coming together. So that that again, I always call that my spider card. So that again just feels like this telepathy, things growing and shifting, and being careful of. This feels like a group energy, but it also feels like people within a group. So a lot of people are going to get activated with this, and a lot of people are going to be taking some leaps and bounds, guys. So I just want y'all to keep this in mind. This is what I have for you. I guess I don't know what I'm gonna call this one. I already said what I was gonna call it. I have to go back and look at it again because I've been channeling and it's hard to. Okay, so guys, be a light in the darkness. Everybody's changing and growing in the universe right now, and all of us are. I mean, we're all. I'm even noticing the different energies I'm picking up on as I get new decks, and they direct me to where they want me to go. Because I'm also shifting, growing, changing, just like y'all are. You know. So, guys, this is a star gathering message. Be a light in the darkness. Lighthouse.